These bike hangers are everywhere just now, and I mean everywhere. These guys are ready for the World Championships. They've all been put in place. This is for cargo bikes, this one, and that one's for normal bikes. How cool is that? And the good thing about them is they take up one parking space if they're on the road, but they fit up to 6 people. Cycling is super efficient that way. Less people driving into their work with a 3-piece suite. And I think the good thing about them, they're all over the city centre, so I'm pretty sure people that work in town will be able to rent them out. They'll be cheaper than a parking space for a year. It'll just be good to know that your bike's safe while you're in your work or you're shopping in town. I'm absolutely super excited to check out the new sections of the East City Way that's just been completed in the last couple of days. So it just goes along London Road from London Road Police Station to Springfield Road and a wee bit further along there. It's basically where the Celtic Supporters Club is. This is to tie in with the start of the World Cycling Championships. So let's head along to London Road and check it out. Part of the East City Way. There are 2 ways of getting to the East City Way from here. One is to start at King Street in the Merchant City, then turn and head along Parney Street across the Salt Market at the lights. Then on to the segregated cycle lane that goes past St Andrew's Square. You cross over and head left on James Morrison Street, then right onto London Road and follow the route into Glasgow Green, past the People's Palace and Winter Gardens, Templeton Carpet Factory, and after that you can get onto the pavement on your right and follow this around until you get to the junction. Or head down Miller Street across Argyle Street, walk the bike if it's busy, negotiate your way around St Enoch Centre, cross over and use the questionable bit of infrastructure on Dunlop Street and Howard Street to get to the River Clyde. Then cross over Clyde Street and head left along National Cycle Route 75, cross Salt Market at these lights and cut through Glasgow Green, past the Commonwealth Games Legacy statue and Nelson's Monument, aiming to get to the other side of the park at the junction with James Street and King's Drive. Cross at the lights and head along the shared path on James Street until you get to Bridgestone Cross and the train station. So this is where the protected cycle lane starts, just here, and it goes all the way along London Road to the velodrome, Parkhead and a wee bit further. So this strip that I'm on just now, this has actually been here for a few years, but it just stopped a wee bit beyond this bus stop here. Expanded during the Spaces for People programme, kicked in during COVID. So the first junction you come up to is this junction with Fielding Street, and what they've done is they've split it bi-directional to segregated cycleway at both sides, and what they've done to manage the traffic is they've got 2 lanes feeding into the junction for London Road at both sides and 1 lane coming out of the junction, so that helps to filter traffic away and keep the traffic flow going. Also they've got sensors and that'll pick traffic up and keep the flow going better that way. There we go, lights have been activated, I can go. Well, this feels good, looks good, which is great. And this part has been, I would say, rushed through for the start of the World Cycling Championships just in 3 weeks time. So they've got it finished, it looks awesome, and it's an absolute delight to ride on, so it is. Just to feel safe, no mingling with traffic. It's a great statement for Glasgow as well. I mean, the Spaces for People was put into place, junctions like this where you're just left on the road to interact with traffic, so this is a big difference. That guy slept it. We head along towards the Emirates Arena with the Chris Hoy velodrome and Celtic Park. And as you can see here, this junction at the Clyde Gateway, the road splits, 2 lanes going into the junction and 1 lane coming out of the junction. Just so great for getting traffic flowing better. And this junction feels more opened up and wider than what it was before. It's good when you don't need to interact with that sort of nonsense. Poor person's learning to drive. Bit of patience. And that's us on the sequence. So that's a velodrome in there. Chris Hoy velodrome. Parkhead to my left. That's good. After we go past the velodrome and Parkhead, we come to this junction with Springfield Road. And this is brilliant because before you had to mingle with traffic here. Now that we've got separate junctions for the cyclists, just makes life so much better. And there's a sensor up there as well. And this has got separate paths for crossing the junction as well, which is great. This is the junction with Macbeth Street, and then when you're going past the shops here, there's space for parking as well, so it doesn't affect any businesses. I've not needed to wait too long at any of the sets of lights that have stopped it, so that's a good sign. So this is the last junction here, and then it's sort of spaces for people with the armadillos further along. You have to head about a mile along London Road to see the example of what these junctions were like before the upgrades. Spaces for people really made a difference on this route and has laid a solid foundation for these upgrades to take place, and has also given people time to get used to this type of segregation being here. So for this reason, I am not going to be too critical of this type of infrastructure, as it has served a great purpose. So when you get along to this set of lights here, spaces for people, stops for a bit, you got to mingle with traffic. Probably the best thing they could do is put a lowered curb there so people can jump onto the pavement and cross with the green man. I'm just going to go to the other side of the road and go back away. What they've done here is they've continued the line and widened the road at that side, so that really helps with a feeling of being disconnected from the traffic. Oh. So that gives you a wee head start, just to clear the junction before the other traffic gets to go. these are like another set of smart lights. The sensor came on there, lit up when I got here, and that should trigger. Yes. And I'm not too sure if this is a rain garden, but it's good to have a barrier between pedestrians, cyclists and cars. Nearly went there. Right. I did see that. Bit of a problem for buses and heavy goods vehicles. To conclude, I personally think this is a high standard of infrastructure, and it's great to see another piece of the Glasgow City network jigsaw getting put in place. This now gives more people the option of active travel to get in and out of the city centre and beyond. This route connects the residents of Parkhead, Lilybank and Toll Cross directly, and this type of safe network will instill confidence in people who normally wouldn't use a bicycle as a mode of transport, as well as making life easier for people who walk, wheel or cycle every day.